Hi Crest Kids and Families, Mrs. Gindorf here with an activity that we do during wind time called sound boxes. When I have groups working on phonics, we probably do sound boxes at least once a week. And again, when you're dealing with phonics, there's a whole range of different focuses that you have with phonics. When we're starting to get into words and not just sounds anymore, the first group of words that we work with that have phonics work are CVC words, and that's consonant, vowel, consonant. Now, the activities I'm going to give to you, I should back up, are going to range anything that would be appropriate for kindergarten, for sure CVC words. And I'm going to go through CVC words, some digraph work, and some blends, and this could get some of our students maybe up even into 3rd grade. So these activities could be appropriate for K through 3 if you see a need for your child to be working on these things. So back to CVC words. So I would have them, if you have a whiteboard, it's really slick because they can make 3 boxes and then just erase out of the box and put the new sounds in. If you don't have whiteboards or chalkboards at home that you can work on, you could use just some paper and pencil and have them make some boxes. You could do it out on the driveway. If you have sand or something, you could write it in the sand. Different options there as well. But if not whiteboards, probably paper, pencil. So for CVC words, you'll have them make 3 boxes. You can come up with your own CVC words. You can Google it, and there are CVC lists all over the place. You won't have trouble coming up with any. If you're starting with a kindergartner, I might stick to all words that have an A sound in the middle. And then maybe move on to the E's, the I's, the O's, and as they get older, then you can, or start to show mastery in that, then you can mix up the different vowels that are being used. And so I'm just going to show you how this works. So you would say a word, for example, if I say the word bed. And so before they start writing, you want them to think about the sounds in that word, and that's why it's called sound box. So they would go b, e, d. And then they go back and go b, e, d. Need to get a better marker here. And then they say the word bed. And when you give them the okay, yep, that looks good, they can erase. They can leave the boxes. If you're on paper and pencil, they probably have to make new boxes rather than taking the time to erase it. And then move on to the next word. So maybe I say the word rib. R-I-B. R-I-B. Rib. Okay? And you can continue on. I'll do one more as an example. Let's do dot. Whoops, and I didn't even follow my own rules. I got to do the sounds first. D-ot. D-ot. Dot. Now, depending on the student, I would go from anywhere from 5 to 10 words at a time. But then a good follow-up to that is also to then have those words, if you write them down or make a list of them, and hand those words to your child and have them read the words off a list. What's even better is if you can come up with maybe some small sentences like there was a dot on his bed. Like putting those words then into some sentences would be really good as well. That's kind of the progression that we try to follow. So that's sound boxes for CVC words. Another type of word that if they've mastered CVC words, they often move on to something called digraphs. Digraphs are 2 letters that make one sound. And there are lots of different possibilities, but the ones we see the most and that we work with and focus on the most are SH, TH, CH, and CK. And again, there's lots of other ones, but those are the ones we focus on during our wind time. And the thing about digraphs is most of these, the first 3 can show up at the beginning of the word. They can show up at the end of a word. They also, I remind the students that these aren't letter boxes. These are sound boxes. So for example, if I give my child the word ship, ship, sh is one sound. So I'm going to put sh, SH in that box. What's the word? Ship. Okay, so again, not letter boxes, but sound boxes. Okay, another one, bath. B-a-th. B-a-th. What's the word? Bath. Let's do one more as an example. Duck. D-a-k. D-a-k. And again, whatever 5 to 10 words that you end up using them, if you can give them to the students in a list. Now, you'll look at the list that I have here as you're picking out words. And again, you can Google digraph words. You can Google SH words, those types of things. But here you have to be a little more careful of the words you choose to do in the sound boxes. These have 3 sounds. It's a short vowel sound. I mean, we could get into the word elephant, has PH in it, elephant. But probably if your kids are working on digraphs, they're not ready for the word elephant. So you probably want to do just a digraph, beginning or end of word, just one other sound and a short vowel sound will be what you'll want to keep it to if you're focusing on digraphs. If students master digraphs and they move on from there, often what they get to next is blends. Blends is different from digraphs because now you have 2 sounds, but those 2 sounds make 2 words. And I'm actually going to need to add a 4th box when I get to blends. Let me turn my camera a little bit so you can see all 4 boxes. So blends now are 2 letters, 2 sounds. It's those blends. And again, a blend can show up at the beginning of a word. A blend can show up at the end of a word. So for example, the word fast. Again, have them touch each box. Fast. And my ST at the end, my st would be considered my blend. Okay, another one. Grip. G-r-ip. My grr, g-r at the beginning is considered my blend. Grip. And so you can see I continue on with that, except now I have 4 sounds instead of 3 sounds. And again, if you Google blends, you can get some words that are very, very large. And again, for practice, I would focus to either having a blend at the beginning of the word or the end of the word, and then a short vowel sound. One more thing I want to mention, I'm going to create another video, but my CVC words, I do a lot of B's and D's because a lot of students have reversals of B's and D's. So I'm going to wrap up this video, but I am going to create another one that as maybe you're doing CVC sound boxes with your kids and you're seeing that they're reversing their B's and D's and they get them mixed up, I'll show you an activity that if I have a group that struggles with B's and D's, something that we do every day when we get to our WIN group to practice those B's and D's. But I'll save that for another video. I'll cut this one off now, but you can tune into that one if you notice that happening with your children. So thanks for tuning in.